Hello, this is work in progress number 4 for the Master Grade EXS, and as you can see I've finished painting up the main weapon and the 2 thruster packs. I still need to add a clear plastic lens to the end of that. And as you can see on here, I've added a few more details, some colour separation here and there, this kind of white striping detail just to give it a bit more of an interesting look. I haven't added any decals yet, that's to come at the very end. Added some little red tips to these tiny fins and some kind of yellow thruster detail in here, and put some darker sort of orange yellow on the inside just to sort of, I don't know, indicate some heat. I don't know, it's not really a paint effect as such, it's just I don't know, a bit of stylisation I guess you could call it. And yeah, I'm pretty pleased how it's turned out, although I did kind of cock up a bit of the panel lining on the end here. You can't really see it really well, and I guess that's a good thing, but when I added in some enamel to do some panel lining, the paint was a bit, how can I put it, the paint was a bit too matte, so I ended up blotting, so it took me a while to kind of scrape it away and remove some of the shadowy bits. But the rest of it turned out okay. I just ended up using like a pigment pen for these panel lines in here, just gently going over it with a Q-tip just to get rid of any excess. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased how it's turned out. It's a good start to the model, and the next thing is to actually start the model itself. So next I'm going to take the legs off and start disassembling it. So I've taken the legs off, as you can see, and I've disassembled the waist section over here, just into and separated it out into different colours that I'm going to do. These are going to be kind of light blue, these are going to be kind of metallic, maybe chrome, not sure, we'll see how it goes. These are just going to be standard gunmetal-y style. White parts over here, orange parts, blue parts. Still got to take apart the legs, of course. But I've noticed that on these little side gun parts there's a bit of a seam line. If I close it together you can see there's a bit of a seam line there, and I'm not sure that I want to go over and glue this together or modify this part so I can slide in the other bits. So I'm going to instead make this a feature. So I'm going to actually put in a panel line here, and how I'm going to do that is it's quite a common method used by quite a lot of Gunpla modelers. I'm going to scrape along the corners to create sort of a 45-degree angle along the edges. So let's just get this apart. Try not to damage the plastic at the same time. I've kind of wonked it here and there, but it's okay. Right, first of all I'm going to take this edge here and I'm going to scrape it as evenly as possible. Trying to maintain the 45-degree angle. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Now let's just fit that together. And there we go. It's not perfect, I'm just going to tidy it up a bit, but you can see I've now made more of a feature of that line just by scraping along corners. And that will be panel lined just as you normally would. And there we go, that's all the legs taken apart. And boy, there's a lot of parts here. It's going to take quite some time. So let's get these on skewers and get down to doing some priming. And there we go, ready for priming. And I think that's about all for this work in progress. Sorry it's a bit of a short one, but I've run out of time. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.
They were the so-called guest workers in the German society. Of course, I didn't understand a word of what they spoke. As soon as they put the baby down and no